So hi, we're here. We've been in a series of talking about our past, we talked about our present, and now we're here with Morgan Haney and we're gonna talk about our future. Say hi, Morgan Haney.
Hi.
Okay, so our first question is if you could know one thing about your future, what would you wanna know?
Well, I worry about a lot in my future, so I would want to know like what I'm doing after college, if I'll make it through college, if like any surprises are gonna happen.
Just like anything uncertain.
Yeah.
I always wondered what kind of dog am I gonna have when I grow up? what kind of dog am I gonna have? I go back and forth between the kinds of dogs I'm gonna have.
I don't like dogs, so
No.
I'm a cat person.
You're a cat
Maybe
person?
what kind of cat I'll have.
Yeah. Okay, so if you can know your future, if you knew for sure that you were gonna go to school and you were gonna succeed as a social worker or whatever, whatever those things that you wanna know are, if you knew that for sure, how would that change how you're living today?
I think it would make me worry less because I wouldn't have any uncertainty. I would know exactly what I'm gonna do, but also I like the surprise of not knowing. Like I like learning from mistakes. I like if I'm gonna fail, like I wanna know, like I wanna fail and learn from it.
Yeah, you like that trial and error, the fail and learn.
Yeah.
I've always I wanna know if I'm gonna succeed and if I'm gonna be, I'm the person, I want to know that I'm gonna succeed and that I can do this before I even try, because sometimes it's hard for me to take risks. So I think knowing the future and knowing what's there, kind of like you said, is gonna help me live in the present and be more comfortable with the decisions I'm making now. Whereas if I don't know that I'm gonna succeed, I might be a little more cautious and weary of taking those jumps and those risks. God can use whatever moment this week. What moment do you think God could use to impact the future? Impact hundreds, thousands, maybe even just one. What moment do you think this week God could use to impact people in their future?
Well, I do exterior painting, and I was painting a house in Hamilton, and this girl came up, and she was like, I need 17 cents. I don't want to walk 4 blocks to my house because it's super hot. Do you have 17 cents? And I was like, yeah, I got 17 cents, and I gave her $1, and it's just I just feel like little moments that you don't really think about, 17 cents isn't a lot. I just feel like that can impact so much, any little moment.
Because for you, it was just a small sacrifice, but for this lady, it was not having to walk 4 blocks. So God took this little thing that you did and made a big impact in her life. And I feel like that happens in our lives all the time. Talking to someone or a text message, I'm a very much a encouragement, and I like talking to people. So someone reaching out or saying something could totally change the course of my day and maybe how I treat someone else, and it can keep going, and God can use whatever we're doing in those ordinary moments. Doesn't matter what it is, it's 17 cents.
It probably doesn't impact you a lot, but that other person, it could change how their mood is for the rest of their week.
Because you don't even think twice about it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to think of the next question. So thinking about your future, how often, I'm horrible at this. This is one of the worst things probably not the worst things, but I do this a lot. How often do you compare your future to someone else's future?
All the time.
All the time.
Because obviously I don't have a great financial, I work a lot, I try and make my own money for myself, and then I have, obviously all my friends are their parents cover them a lot, which is super awesome, that they're that lucky, so I just compare if they have something better than me, or if they have a college fund, if they have just everything set for the rest of their future, and I'm gonna have to work through college, so it's obviously I compare myself all the time.
Yeah. That's us. Yeah, I'm the same way. My older sister, my parents are the same way. It was very much work for what you have. You're gonna work to pay for college, you're gonna do all this, and you're gonna earn what you get. And my older sister, she has done amazing for herself. She just got her RN last year. She got married in April. Her and her husband just moved into a house, which is absolutely gorgeous. And she has the cutest 2 dogs. And I find myself comparing myself to her all the time because she's got this so great and she's succeeding in life, and I'm just not there yet, or I'm not experiencing success in the same way. So I compare my future to hers. So whereas I might not think my future is good enough, because it's different than hers. Yeah. So, wrapping up, how is one way this week that how can we inspire others to live this way? How can we inspire others to live in the present without worrying so much about the future?
I think praying to God, like, and telling them and asking him to, like, kind of, like, relieve, like, your worry, and, like, asking him, like, make me courageous, like, for the future, and, like, just kind of give you that strength for the future is a lot. Like, it relieves so much worry, so much anxiety, like, just asking him to help you through it.
Yeah, pray those bold prayers, specific prayers about, like, just like, God, get me through this, help me not stress about paying for school. That's what it is for me right now, is paying for classes and paying student loans and just being okay in the present without stressing out about the future. I like that. Cool. All right, thanks, Morgan Haney. See you later. Hi, this is Kaylee, and we're gonna continue our conversation about the future. So Kaylee, first question. If you could know anything about the future, anything about your future, what would you want to know?
I would probably want to know where my college degree is going to take me, and where God's going to take me. So.
Where's your college? What do you want to, like, what is your ideal college degree?
So I want to do a clinical psychology for teenagers specifically. Like, I want to help runaways, kids that are in toxic areas.
Yeah.
Help them get through.
Yeah, so you want to know that, are you going to succeed in your future, and where is that going to take you?
Yes.
That's good. If you knew that for sure, like, if you knew for sure that you were going to succeed as a clinical psychologist and you knew where that was going to take you, how would that impact your present right now? Like, how would that impact your decision making and what you're going to do?
Right now I just gotta pray to God, knowing that He's going to help me get through this process. I think it'll be impacted on me as well, because I know that I'm going to do a great thing, not just for myself, but for God and for kids.
Yeah, so, like, you'd be assured that you'd succeed, but would that help you take more risks? For me, knowing the certainty of the future, whether I'm going to succeed or fail, like, I want to know the end result, and that'll help me take that risk. I don't like taking risks if I don't know I can succeed. So, is that for you? Or, like, you want to know?
Yes.
Right. I like that. Okay, so next question. Think about your weeks as you go through, like, those ordinary moments. If God could pick one, or if you could pick one ordinary moment, how can God use that moment to impact the future of people around you? Maybe it starts with 1, maybe it's 100, maybe it's 10. Like, what kind of moment would God use?
So, there's a lot of kids in my neighborhood. So there is tons of things going on. I like to help them get through whatever they're going through, talk to them. And if He could use a moment this week, I think that it would impact them as well, helping them, giving advice. So
just, like, in the moment, being there, listening, and just, like, being that shoulder for someone to lean on in that moment, you think that could impact someone's future?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so my next question, and this one's hard for me. Well, it's not hard for me, but it's something that I compare myself to. But my next question is do you compare your future to someone else's future?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
A lot.
Girl, yeah, me too. Okay.
So, a lot of my friends are going to college for, like, nursing and doctors, and most of them are like, Kaylee, so what do you want to be? And I'm like, I want to be a psychologist. And they're like, well, that doesn't make a lot of money. And it's like, you know, as a doctor, you probably make more money, but I'm like, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to help teens live, you know.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I feel like that's such an exciting career path. And, you know, something that I've struggled with is comparing my success to other people's success, because our success looks different. And just because you're succeeding in an area of clinical psychology doesn't mean that me and my path with maybe opening a coffee shop one day is any less relevant or any less amazing. It's just our futures are different. And we don't need to compare ourselves, because God has a different story for each of us. So last question is, how can we take this thought, this thought process and this way of living from not living in the future, but like not worrying about the future and focusing in the present? How can how can we help others live in this kind of way?
Well, I think that we can inspire others by living in the present instead of the future, because we gotta help each other get through this time, help teenagers and help people and adults focus on this time, because it can be so stressful and you learn about the future, but you gotta keep praying and, you know, God's gonna get us through whatever.
Yeah, that's really good. Just like having that support system and community to know that, like, especially right now with everything that's going on, it's just so like, what's next? We don't know what's coming, and just having that assurance that it's gonna be okay, and that just to relax and live in the moment and not worry about what we're gonna be doing next month. Yeah. Thanks, Kaylee. Thanks for joining us for Unscripted this week. I just want to drive home the point of this week, as you go out and you're living your everyday life, look for those ordinary moments where God can take 17 cents or just a conversation with a friend and turn an ordinary moment into an extraordinary moment. Don't worry about what's going to happen in the future, because God has that taken care of. Live in the present and just know that God's going to take it care of, and take those risks. Take that jump and take that leap of faith, because your future is taken care of in God's plan. I hope that you check out our next week's Unscripted, and thanks for tuning in.
Hey, this is Reed from Whitewater Youth Team. We're so excited that you were here, but go check out our other stuff too. I don't know, comment, like, ring the bell thing. That's what Quentin says. Then watch something else and tell us what you think.